It's so good to see you guys again.
Yeah, good to see you.
It kind of feels like we were just doing this a little bit of a while. So I'm excited to get to chat. Last season kind of ended obviously so abruptly. And then, you had the reunion. So you guys did kind of get to hash some things out. But do you feel like you all kind of came into this season with like all the issues resolved, or were there still some tension between anyone coming back to this season?
There was still a bunch of tension still left over from Montana and Lake Havasu, because it did end up so abruptly. We didn't have time to hash everything out. And like any vacation, you don't want to leave on a bad note. So we decided we needed to finish out the vacation, hash out what we needed to hash out, because at the end of the day, we are family and you got to resolve the issues.
Yep.
Where were some of like the biggest issues still lying?
Well, Gus, I mean, Jeremiah,
obviously you have the Gus and Jeremiah thing. You had the Gus and Nilsa, and then it's like, but like Nilsa said, ultimately, we needed another vacation to finally just squash all that bullshit and then just go from here, but like I said, like she said too, it was a lot of things that were just still like, we didn't know. You kind of had to tiptoe around when we're texting each other or, talking to each other. It's like, do I want to bring this up? So it was touchy. So
we had like 12 different group messages. Some people
someone would leave this message, so we got to start a new group chat. Then someone else would leave this one. We got to start a new one.
This one gets upset. That one gets upset. So it's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's better to just kind of get together and figure it out in person, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, last season, Codi, I feel like for almost the first time, we saw you kind of get like more heated than ever before with your fight with Candace and Jeremiah. So were you kind of over that coming in this time around, or is that something that like was kind of sticking with you?
No, I was over it. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that I don't hold on to grudges. I can get into a fight with one of my roommates. I'm going to get up the next day. If I need to apologize, then I'm going to apologize, but I'm going to move forward. Like, I don't just dwell on the past. Like,
Cody's really good about
I'm not worried about that.
Talking it out and then leaving it at that. Codi is like one that you could like hurt him really bad and he will still forgive you. Like, he just has such a forgiving heart.
And we fight every other day.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I try, and my thing is I try to be understanding, I try to be understanding when it comes to things because, obviously, we were stuck in that house for so long and like, where we were limited to what we could do because of COVID restrictions. So it's like, so I know that's playing into it. So I know this is not really who this person is, So I know they're coming at me from, whatever they got going on that they're dealing with. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but I'm not going to let that affect me and my good time or my vacation. So,
yeah, I can imagine that it must have been so interesting and different to film during the pandemic when it was literally just you guys in a house. You really couldn't even go anywhere. Did you kind of feel like added pressure to like deliver quality content, if you will, when like it was so little at your disposal?
No, I don't think that we ever... I was gonna say, I don't think that we ever worry about delivering quality content. That's just gonna happen.
We are naturally quality content.
That's exactly what we do.
I wake up in the morning and I'm hilarious, so I know I'm gonna deliver.
Yeah, I mean, even without the drama, you guys just kill it every time. So I totally get it. And Nilsa, for you, after you did the first season when you were pregnant, were there any hesitations about coming back this time? And like, was there anything you were worried about?
So I actually, up until it was like 2 days before we were supposed to be filming, I wasn't going to. I was like, this is too much. I'm too pregnant for this. There was still so many unresolved issues between certain people. I was like, I don't want to spend my last couple months pregnant just in a hostile environment. So it was like, 2 days before that I was like, I'm not going. So and me and Codi, we were in a fight before filming too. So I literally, it was like 2 days before you were supposed to get COVID tested. And I told them I'm not getting COVID tested because I'm not going. And then I did end up going, but I wasn't going to go.
Was there anyone or anything that kind of just convinced you like, okay, let me just give it a try?
Amy.
I figured. Amy, you always know.
He's like, I'm not doing this without you.
She would be like, stop calling me and asking me to come back. I'm like, Nilsa, you got to.
You need it. You need her there. She's your wing woman, always. And how did your castmates kind of support you, knowing that you were going to like have a difficult time with it?
So through my pregnancy, I got really close with like Cody, Kirk. They become like brothers to me. And then, you know, Amy and Candace are my girls. So they're always like supporting me and what can I do to make you feel more comfortable and everything like that. I mean, there are a couple of my castmates that did make it uncomfortable for me, but majority of my castmates, they, you know, were in my corner.
I love that. Yeah. I'm sure, you know, there's always going to be a few who it doesn't always work out with, but at least you have these kids in your corner for sure. Yes. When it comes to the Gus and Jeremiah thing, just like kind of as outsiders in that feud, if you will, do you kind of think there's always going to be a worry that something's going to boil over with them, even during the times when they are maybe on okay terms?
I do. I feel that way.
Yeah,
I definitely do. I think there's always that time where you don't necessarily know what's going to happen. You know, a certain, you know, word that Jeremiah says could trigger something for Gus, and vice versa. Same thing, you know, Gus could say something that triggers, you know, Jeremiah, and then he gets all pouty or whatever he does. And then the next thing you know, they go at it. And it's like.
And that was another one of the reasons why I was so hesitant going in, because I was so pregnant. I didn't want them to start fist fighting again right in front of me. And then something happens. So you never know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah. Well, even, you know, so with Gus, like, I feel like some of the stuff that was really getting to you guys last season was stuff that was drawn up from, you know, a few years ago, even. Do you kind of feel like that
it was stuff drawn up in his own head. I really was so caught off guard by all of it. I was like, what is going on? I'm pregnant. I got a fiance. I got a whole family. What is going on?
Do you kind of feel like that's just going to be something that he's always going to hold on to, and you're always going to have to kind of deal with as long as you guys are in this environment together?
I'm not dealing with anything. I have him blocked from everything. So I just keep my distance and I just stay away and I don't have to deal with it.
What was it like filming with him, knowing like you were feeling pretty tense about it?
I just kept my distance. Like if he would be over here, I'd go over there. We just space, and that's the best thing.
It's a better way to handle it than getting into a fight, especially when you're pregnant.
Exactly. And no one else wants to be around that. You know, no one else wants to be around all the fighting. So I just kept my distance, stayed away, and just let it be.
Totally. Good mantra to have. All right. So as we wrap this up, let me know, what are you guys like excited for people to see this season? Like, I'm sure there's a little bit of drama, but there's got to be some fun stuff too.
I'm excited for everyone to see me and Cody's adventure day.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
I'm excited for that too then.
That definitely was a fun day. That day stands out to me a lot too. But I think the biggest thing that's going to stand out is the guests that come and go. You know, we had a lot of people that came and visit, and they were all a lot of fun. And it was just like, we meshed really well together. And obviously, you know, when the families come to visit, you know, stuff like that is always great. You know, so I think those are the things that really stand out to me, is just the different guests that we had and the revolving door that it was. So,
and the fur animals.
Yeah.
Always fun. Always a good time. All right. Well, I am so excited to check it out. It's always a pleasure chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon.